This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
The X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, REL-MAR McConnell Media Company, the X-Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome back, one and all. This is the X-Zone. I am Rob McConnell, and we're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. If you would like to send me an email, it's very simple, X-Zone at xzoneradiotv.com, and all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV. And if you'd like to find out about the great programming we have available for you 7/24/365 on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net. And the X-Zone is also heard on Radio X and Euro Radio TV across Europe, iHeartRadio, Talkstar Radio Network, Mutual Broadcast Network, and, of course, our good friends on iHeartRadio. My guest this hour, X-Zone Nation, is a lady I had the pleasure of having on the show a number of years ago. Her name is Linda Kaye, and she has been a professional psychic medium for over 30 years. She focuses on love, sex, and romance, and her expertise is in channeling your lover, ex-lover, soulmate, potential future lover's feelings for you. She can even read your pet's feelings for you. Linda is also a Reiki master and a certified dream coach. And dream healing is one of the most successful healing techniques one continues to heal themselves. We're going to be joining Linda right now. Her website is www.pinkchickpsychic.com. And Linda Kaye, welcome back to the X-Zone. Great having you with us.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, you're a naturally born psychic. How did you discover way back when that you, in fact, were a psychic? How did it happen?
You know, it's interesting because I was, when I was 6 years old, we moved into a house. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know about past lives. I didn't know about psychic stuff. All I knew was that I kept seeing the person that I used to be. I could see her in the mirror. I would get deja vu feelings all the time. I knew who she was. I used to know her name. And I felt connected to her. But during those years I lived in that house, it was kind of like I was a little bit pushed down, and I was a little bit isolated within myself, and I moved out and got married, but then I got divorced, and I was far away from there. And I started discovering my higher power, my inner self, my inner God, and I started connecting with that. And then I started realizing that I was psychic, and that I would go to parties and I would walk up to people and tell them things about themselves and people in their lives. And the more I did it, the more fascinated I was. And then when I was in 1980, I went through a weekend seminar. It was called Life Spring at that time. And it opened me up, and I became very, very psychic.
Wow.
And I would walk down the street, and I would go into a trance, and I would start seeing things, and I had no control over it. It was like it had control of me for a very long time. And I worked in a bank, and I started telling people things about themselves, and I discovered that I could tell the future and stuff like that. So it was really fascinated me. And after about 5 years of working for the bank, I left the bank and I started doing it full time.
When you were walking down the street and you went into a trance, wasn't that a little dangerous for you?
It was like foggy.
Oh, I see.
It was, maybe I shouldn't call it a trance. It was like trance-like, because I would go into a fog and I'd start seeing things. And it did get kind of scary after a while. When I started doing professionally, I learned to do automatic writing so I could control it.
Wow.
So that it would control me.
Linda, stand by, dear. We've got to take our first break. X-Zone Nation, Linda Kaye is our special guest, and she is down in the beautiful sunny state of Florida. Her website is www.pinkchickpsychic.com, and Linda Kaye and I will return on the other side of this break as we continue here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center in beautiful Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. If you'd like to send an email, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. My website, xzoneradiotv.com, and for all of the programming on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
I am Dr. Carl O'Helvey, founder, president of a new cancer foundation focusing on evidence-based physical, mental, and spiritual interventions, including natural cancer cures, prayer, meditation, affirmations, nutrition, and other related holistic cancer prevention and cure modalities. These are used in cancer education, research, and financing care. I ask for your help to continue this important work by donating at www.holisticcancerfoundation.com.
Hello, I'm Pete Marsh. With my daughter Justina, we will be presenting the new radio show, Too Good to Be True. If something seems too good to be true, it usually is. But with the help of Justina's amazing gifts, we're going to gain insight into questions that don't yet have complete answers. Have you wondered who built Stonehenge and for what reason? Why are crop circles found in the same region as Stonehenge and elsewhere? Are crop circles a hoax, or are they created with technologies that we have little knowledge of? Who built the pyramids in Egypt and also in other countries? How and why were they built? Was the Titanic switched with the Britannic as part of a gigantic insurance fraud, or for more insidious reasons? What caused the Tunguska event when trees were flattened over an 800 square mile area in Siberia? Will the new insights be too good to be true? Well, that will depend on what you are prepared to believe. Please join us as we start on this journey together. For more information on Too Good to Be True, visit www.xzbn.net.
Little children aren't the only ones afraid of the dark. Millions of soldiers return from war zones with PTSD, anger, frustration, fear, and loneliness, much of which surfaces during the darkness of the night. You have the chance to change the lives of these American heroes. Songs and Stories for Soldiers.us provides free MP3 players for these men and women. With a list of 3 million songs in 16 different styles, 100,000 audiobooks, and 30,000 old-time radio programs, every veteran can find something to soothe and comfort them at no cost. All our players contain an 8-hour audio program designed to help veterans fall asleep. With 1,500 plus vets now participating, it's our goal to deliver 10,000 audio players this year. Go to our website at songsandstoriesforsoldiers.us. Help us help a veteran make it through the night.
Exonation, the Pink Chick Psychic is our special guest. Linda Kaye is her name, and once again, her website is pinkchickpsychic.com, and she's been a professional psychic medium for over 30 years. What would you say your expertise as a psychic is, Linda?
Oh, I'm clairsentient, which means that I read feelings. I can tell you what your lover is feeling about you, what your soulmate, a future lover, a lost love. I can channel it, and you will feel like he's actually thinking about, he or she is actually speaking to you. I'm a medium, so that is what I discovered that I could do, and I love doing it. I love helping people. I know when someone is thinking about me, and so I wanted to help others to do the same thing.
When somebody comes to see you to have you communicate with a dearly departed on the other side, how do you find the specific person that you need to contact in order to bring that person through you to the person sitting in front of you in flesh and bone?
Okay. I'm sorry.
I didn't say that.
What I do is I do two things. One is when people are alive and they're wanting to know what someone is feeling about them.
Okay.
I go by a name and the vibration off that other person with the name. And then if somebody has passed on, all I need is their name and the vibration off the other person.
What was it like?
Very
Yeah, it sounds like it's a very interesting thing. What was it like the very first time that you were able to channel someone from the other side and be the conduit of the communication?
Well, I remember I was dating somebody, and I started picking up, I think it was his mother, and I kept picking her up, and I started telling him all about her, and then we both realized that I could read people that had passed on.
What kind of messages do people ask you most about?
Okay, it's mostly about love.
Mm-hmm.
And they all want to know why their boyfriend hasn't called them. Typical things that we all want to know about. You know, it has saved me many times in my life. It saved my sanity because I can tell what they're feeling. And if they don't, you know, so I can feel when they're thinking about me. So it's like I focus on love and relationships and what's going to happen, what's going on with them now, why that person isn't reacting the way they want them to. That's like 90% of my business.
So basically, you're a psychic love counselor.
Yes, I call myself a psychic love coach.
Psychic love coach. I like that. I like that. But you also are a certified dream coach. How does this work into your psychic business?
You know, I've always been fascinated by dreams, and I dream a lot. And what happened is I found out about a class given by a woman named Denise Lynn, who it's called a certification to be a gateway dream coach and practitioner, and they were giving it in Santa Fe, New Mexico. It was a week-long course, and I knew I had to do it. It was like it was calling to me, and I took it, and I dream almost every night, just about every single night, and I program my dreams every single night, and I remember them.
When you say you program your dreams, how do you do that?
Okay, so this is the way I do it, and people will find their own way. And I counsel people on how to program their dreams. When I program my dreams, I call in the different angels and archangels. I call in God. I call in the gods and goddesses, whoever I want to work with. And every god and goddess and angel and archangel has a different modality, a different healing energy. And so what I do is, first, for me, I have to write it down. Like I blog my dreams every day.
Okay.
And for the public to see, everyone sees it, blog.pinkchickpsychic.com. But first I write it out and what I'm going to program my dreams for. And then when I get into bed, I basically just, like if I'm calling in an archangel, let's say Archangel Raphael, who's a very powerful healer. And I'll just ask him to come into my dream and work with me on a specific issue. And I specifically asked him to help me remember my dreams. That's important. And then I go to sleep and I dream. And then the second I wake up, I write it down. That's important. If I don't remember, I lay very still and I ask him to bring it back to me. And I stay still for a few minutes until it all comes back.
What is the significance of writing your dreams out so that other people could read them?
I think that for me, it's healing for me, and I think that other people would like to know the process so they can help heal themselves, because this is how I'm healing myself.
How does a dream help you heal? I don't understand this.
I'm going to give you an example of how it helped me heal in a certain issue. There's been other issues, but I went through some traumatic stuff when I was in the year 2000. And I actually belonged, I live in a nudist resort right now, but I belonged to a nudist resort in California. And that was my heaven. That's where I went to experience heaven. And I would get there very early in the morning. I would drink a cup of coffee, and I could feel heaven in that coffee. And I had somebody I loved there, a group of people there. It was one of the best times of my life at that time. And everything fell apart. And after that, I could not drink coffee. And I didn't. For 17 years, I didn't drink coffee because I couldn't drink it. Because it was like heaven got taken away from me. And when about a month ago, I had a dream, and it was about a coffee pot exploding, and all these different issues that I had started flowing out of the coffee pot. And what I didn't realize is that I had healed it at the time, and I started drinking coffee, and I forgot about that dream. After 17 years, I started drinking coffee, and it wasn't until about a week ago when I had another dream about coffee that I realized when I woke up, wait, I've been healing myself of all of that, because I'm now drinking coffee for like a month. And you just have to be consistent, and you have to work with whoever you want to work with, your angels, God, your higher power. But you do it every day. And healing yourself is free. You know, it is. Your dreams are free for you.
But
and it's powerful.
But how does one get the dream to actually do the healing, or is the actual healing the one's own consciousness?
When you program your dreams that way, you ask, you know, and you can do that during the day, but I find it's more powerful for me to do it at night.
Now, you say that dream healing is one of the most successful healing technique one continues to heal themselves. What are some of the results that you've been able to get other people to attain using your dream techniques?
To listen to the messages. That's really important. Your dreams will give you the messages. You just have to, you know, take them through the process, you know, and then they learn to take themselves through the process. Like, for instance, when you're dreaming, how do you feel during that dream? And then when you wake up, how do you feel? What does that specific issue have to do with what's in your daily life? And then you learn to interpret everything. And there's no dream dictionary out there. You become your own dream dictionary.
I agree with you 100% there, because the interpretation of the dream is based on the experience of the person having the dream. So I've never been able to understand how somebody can write a dream directory or encyclopedia that it works for everybody. I understand that fully. But the dreams, according to doctors and psychologists and psychiatrists, are a result or a manifestation of our daily activity, and that dreams are very important in the purging of non-necessary information that we house. It's like, you know, emptying the garbage on our computers.
But wouldn't we like to release the past and release issues that we have?
But can't we do that can't we do that in our conscious state? Why does it have to be done in a dream state?
I feel it's more powerful.
Okay.
And it's like you can have like dreams that predict the future. Have you ever dreamt and then the next time it happens? The next day or a week later it happens?
No, what I do is if I have a problem, I'll say, let me sleep on it. And usually I can work out the problem in my sleep.
So you program your dreams.
I guess that you could look at it that way, yes.
It's very powerful, and there's messages in there. Sometimes they don't. The dreams don't just say, "Okay, this is what's going on with you."
Sure.
It's like you have to interpret it. I mean, there's all kinds of different symbols and everything like that. And it's like my passion.
I do a lot of lucid dreaming, and when I'm lucid dreaming, to establish whether or not I'm in a dream or if I'm in reality, I'll try and read something, a newspaper, a street sign, a menu. And if I can't read what I should be able to read, I know I'm having a dream, and I have a blast.
Oh, I've had some things like, for instance, in my dreams, I'll say, okay, I got to remember that because I'm going to write it down later. So keep it in mind. And then the next dream segment will come up, and I'll go, okay, remember that. And I'll go over to segment 1 and 2 in my dreams. And then there'll be a third segment, and I'll go, okay, now I have to remember 3. And that's how I do it in my dreams. I lucid dream. One time,
Linda, stand by. I've got to take my news break. Please stand by. X-Zone Nation, Linda Kaye is our special guest. www.pinkchickpsychic.com. And we'll both be back after this news break. Don't go away.
Dreams are our personal gateways into infinite wisdom. Don't miss shamanic counselor and indigenously trained dream decoder Sandra Corcoran's inspiring book, Shamanic Awakening Between the Dark and the Daylight. This remarkable work chronicles Sandra's 35 years of experience with diverse wisdom keepers and her initiations throughout the Americas and across the British Isles, Turkey, Greece, and Egypt. Sandy's knowledge of symbology, psychology, and myth influence her dream blog and workshops. Sandy offers private tarot readings, international journeys, a meditative CD, as well as her book, Shamanic Awakening, to encourage you as you navigate this earth walk, creating a deeper connection to yourself and all that is. Find this and more at Sandy's website, starwalkervisions.com.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
How would you like to be able to read other people's minds? Well, the next best thing is here. When you know how to read a person's name, you know how the person thinks, feels, and behaves. Each letter in our name holds a key to unlock our true essence. Our name contains both our gifts and challenges in this lifetime. Mnemology science discovers personality secrets hidden in the placement of the letters of our names, including the first and last impression people remember about us. Sharon shows us how to interpret the arrangement of letters as outlined in her book, Know the Name, Know the Person. Sharon Lynn Wyeth created mnemology science after 18 years of research and testing her theories, and has supported thousands of people around the world in understanding themselves and others better. You'll enjoy Sharon's unique teachings as she shares her system to learn the gifts behind your given birth name. Even if you don't like your birth name, there are jewels in this book. If you're thinking of changing your name, ready to name your child, or wanting to get along better with others, this is the book for you. If you'd like to improve your relationships and change your life for the better, get the book today, Know the Name, Know the Person, or visit www.knowthename.com. That's www.knowthename.com.
Hello, I'm Justina Marsh, and with my dad Pete, we are going to present a new show called Too Good to Be True. Together, we are aiming to discover more truths about this world and beyond. Do you have unanswered questions about the world? Do you ever wonder about aliens, conspiracy theories, or the universe? There are many shows discussing subjects such as pyramids or UFOs, but we want to relay this information based on our own research, including from spiritual means. Hopefully, listeners will be helped with their own beliefs and will appreciate the psychic insights that add to the previous research and information. We both look forward to sharing this insight and beginning this journey with our listeners. Visit xzbn.net for more information about when to listen.
Exonation Linda Kaye is our special guest this hour. Her website is pinkchickpsychic.com. And before we went to the commercial break, Linda, we were talking about dreams. And you pointed out to me, and rightfully so, that, I do program my dreams because when I have a problem that I can't solve during the day, or if somebody asks me something that'll take a bit of time for me to process, I'll say, let me sleep on it. And there have been many times where solutions have come to me through the dream state. You were starting to tell us about a technique you use, and unfortunately we had to go to the commercial break with the news. It was all about lucid dreaming, I believe.
And it's not really a technique. I'm lucid dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing, lucid dreaming. That's how I remember my dreams,
Gotcha.
in my dreams. I remember one time in my dream, I said, hold on. I was in the middle of a dream. Hold on. I'm going to sit down and write down this dream. And in the dream, I wrote down the dream.
Wow.
And that's how clear I am that I have to remember.
I'd like to get back to and ask you a question about your psychic gifts. I was wondering if you could explain to us how to know when someone is thinking about you.
Oh, that's my favorite subject. Now, when you think about someone in a normal way,
mm-hmm.
like every day, there's nothing unusual there. Then all of a sudden you think about that person and suddenly you feel overwhelmed, like you're almost like in a fog, and you feel this intense energy in your chest area.
Yeah.
Now, if you stop for a second and focus on where you're feeling that energy, it's most probably going to be in the heart and chest area. And if you've had that feeling before and you didn't know what it was, that's when another person, that if you think about that person so intensely and you feel that intense energy in your chest area, that means that they're thinking about you at that very moment in time.
Mm.
And you can usually tell what they're feeling, because what you're feeling at the moment is what they're feeling. Like if you suddenly miss somebody and you're thinking about it and it's so intense and you feel it in your chest area, they're missing you. You thought it was just you, but it's not just you, it's them.
That's very interesting.
Yes. I mean, our souls live inside our physical body, and like our souls travel from lifetime to lifetime and body to body. And they leave behind broken hearts and, of course, beautiful relationships from past lives, whether it be positive or negative, And we're bound to cross paths with whoever we've been in these past lifetimes, And so we're always connecting. We all have more than one soulmate.
Right.
We have many soulmates. And if we hook up with somebody and connect with somebody and get married to them and we're with them for a long time, that's great. But, we have many options. If one relationship doesn't work out, I teach people how to manifest soulmate relationships and how to create them in your dreams, how to create them through affirmations. And they're all one, because when you create somebody through an affirmation, then you eventually dream about them. And or you don't have to use the affirmation, and you can just ask for your dream lover.
What's a dream lover? And how do you create a dream lover?
Well, you ask for it. Just like you ask to heal a problem. Just call in like a god or a goddess that is connected to love, like Eros, who's the god of love. And you can call him in and you can ask him to guide you to your soulmate, your future soulmate.
But why would we have to call in deities in our sleep in order to find someone to love. What does that tell us about ourselves as humans?
I don't think we have to. I do it. Nobody has to do anything.
But isn't it a little dangerous to put so much faith in the dream world instead of the world of reality?
I put a lot of energy into the world of reality. I do a lot of healing for myself. I do a lot of praying. I do a lot of meditation. But that's just a wonderful part of it. It's a wonderful addition.
Are you there? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought we lost you.
Talk a lot of, no, and so we are talking about dreams, and that's why I'm talking about dreams and about gods and goddesses and angels and archangels. And but I also believe in affirmations, and affirmations, you could create anything you want.
Can you give us an example of an affirmation?
Okay. I'm now in the perfect relationship for me with the perfect man for me or the perfect woman for me. And first, before you write that affirmation down, you might want to write down your vision of the perfect man or woman for you in detail. Then you start saying that affirmation. It could take weeks. It could take months. And eventually you're going to create that because you start to believe that you're creating it, and you will.
Isn't that just the power of positive thinking?
It is. They're called positive affirmations.
Okay, so if you confess it, you will possess it.
I like that, yes.
Yeah. So tell me, how do you send sexual and emotional energy to somebody?
Oh, that's a fun way to do it. I don't know if I should be graphic, but I'm not going. Maybe I should.
Well, this is a family show, so don't get too graphic.
Yeah, so I'm not going to get graphic. But
All
there
right.
are two ways that you can send emotional and sexual telepathic messages to a lover, a soulmate, a lost love, and you can do it directly and indirectly. Now, I find sending the energy indirectly to be a lot less manipulative than doing it directly. You know what? Anyone with a powerful imagination and the ability to visualize can do it. And it's like the way I do it, and other people can do it differently. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You find a blank wall, and you concentrate on that blank wall. And you see, like, whoever you want to see there, the face of the person. And some people may want to do it with their eyes closed. I did it with my eyes open. And while I'm staring at this blank wall, I feel and I see and I experience pink energy flowing through my eyes directly on this blank wall. And then I start to surround them with the pink light of divine love, and I call out their name. Now, indirectly is better because I just express how I feel to them. It's not, I don't like the direct approach because it's like manipulation. With this way, I'm just saying, this is how I feel about you. If you want to be with me, you can. Because you can't change a person's will. You know, you can do it directly, but I don't think that's the best way to do it. Like, this is how you feel about me. That's not good. I'd rather do it indirectly. And you can send sexual and emotional energy that way.
Okay, so we've got this way of creating our, I don't think creating is the right word, but sending sexual and emotional energy to somebody. Is it possible to get someone who doesn't have any interest in someone interested in them?
You can't change a person's will. You really can't. I don't believe in that. There's a lot of so-called psychics out there that say, oh, I can do this for you and that for you, and I can get this man to fall in love with you or whatever. No one can get anybody to do anything. This is, if it's not against that person's will, it'll work. If it is, it will not work. Just plain and simple like that.
So free will plays a big part even in the psychic realm.
Right, it does.
Yeah. What has been your most funny, and I'll use this, or should I say comical, what's the right wording here, experience that you've had as the pink chick psychic, when it comes to helping people with their love life?
Oh, I've had so many stories. I can't even begin to tell you. I don't know if anything's funny. I just help people. I just read their love lives. I can tell them what someone is thinking about. And then I get emails back, oh, my God, I can't believe you picked that up. Or I do phone readings and email readings. So, and like I said, 90% of my readings are email. I mean, I do a lot of phone readings as well, but I would say 80% are emails.
Wow. So how do you get the psychic reading off of somebody's email?
Just their name and the vibration. And I just concentrate on the name and the energy and what they... I don't like to know anything about anybody. If the reading is about someone that they want to know about, like a person, all I want is the person's first name. I want nothing else, because too much information can taint it. So I'd rather not know anything. And I've had people write me stories, like a whole page, and I won't read it. I just tell them, rewrite it. Just give me a name, or if you have a specific question, in less than 2 lines, nothing more.
That's it, 2 lines.
Less than 2 lines. If I don't know anything, that's even better. Like if they want to know about a certain person, I tell them. They don't need to tell me.
So can anyone do psychic readings? Can anyone be a love psychic, or does it take some special training or some special gift like you have?
There's no training. I was born this. I believe I was born this way. Everyone is clairsentient. Everyone has the capability of knowing when someone is thinking about them, and they can learn to recognize when someone is thinking about them. It'll stop them from obsessing. Some people, it's not good to obsess.
Wow. Listen, you and I have to take our final break. Please stand by, Linda. Exonation Linda Kaye is our special guest. She is pinkchickpsychic.com, and we'll both be back on the other side as we wrap up this hour here in the X Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away.
Are you curious? Do you want to learn more about how the world works and have fun at the same time? Study coincidences with me, Dr. Bernie Beitman, MD, on my Connecting with Coincidence radio show here on the XZBN network. Listen to Jungians theorize, statisticians randomize, true believers evangelize, while I categorize. I dance to the rhythm of coincidences. People who experience me see more of them. Maybe something on the show matches a thought in your mind. Let us know. Expand your mind to the weirdness happening around you. Synchronicity spoken here, there, and everywhere. For more information, put Connecting with Coincidence in your search engine and find my website, my social media sites, and my blog.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
True healing must address 4 levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, for us to live joyful and productive lives. We tend to treat 3 of the 4, leaving the spiritual languishing. If you're tired of the same dysfunctional patterns cropping up in your life, Soul Balancing is for you. Trixie Phelps, owner and founder of Soul Balancing, is a naturally gifted energy healer trained in numerous esoteric forms, including shamanism. Trixie has created a powerful modality that safely and effectively clears your energetic field. A Soul Balancing session can remove interference, heal trauma, and restore your hope. Contact Trixie for a life-changing long-distance session today, www.soulbalancing.world. There's a legend shared by many indigenous cultures of a time when the nations were cast to the 4 corners of the world. Each nation was given a body of sacred knowledge that held a different portion of the truth to preserve. True reality could not be known until all the nations reunited, combining the information. If a single one was missing, the world could not be reborn and darkness would prevail. The Science of Magic Radio is dedicated to reuniting the sacred knowledge. With the understanding, none of us has all the answers, but together we can open new perceptions and possibilities. Through our combined vision, the world can be reborn into a place where darkness no longer prevails. Join me, Gwilda Wiyaka, and the Science of Magic daily on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, xzbn.net, or visit us at thescienceofmagic.net.
Exonation, our guest this hour is Linda Kaye. She's been a professional psychic medium for over 30 years. She focuses on love, sex, and romance, and her expertise is in channeling your lover, ex-lover, soulmate, potential future lover's feelings for you. She can even read your pet's feelings for you. Wow. How did you discover that you can read pets?
Well, I just knew. It's like pets have feelings and emotions just like people do. And so I just see what's going on with them. It's just sort of evolved. I've been doing that for many years.
What was the first time that you did this, and who was the first animal that you read for?
Seriously, that was so long ago, I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Well, give me a more recent one.
Well, like I could read somebody's dog or cat. Some people will call and they'll have a whole bunch of cats and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just give me their first names. And all I need is the first name of the animal, whether it is male or female, and what kind of pet it is. And I can tell them how that that pet is feeling about them, or about their surroundings, about everything. Maybe some pets don't like it when there's a lot of people in the house, and they'll let me know for me to tell them, or maybe they want to eat more, they want more snacks. And usually it's confirmed that they can tell that that's what they feel. If the animal is in pain, I will tell them maybe their leg is bothering them or something like that.
So how does the owner of a pet take the information that you, the psychic, is giving them about their pet? Do sometimes they feel that the pet is taking advantage of them?
Sometimes they think that the pet runs the house. You know, or if they have a number of pets like cats and dogs,
yeah,
I let them know who's the ruler of the pets, you know.
How about past lives? Do past lives play a part in our current lives?
Oh, yes. Yes, I am living out the karma from a past life.
Do we all live out
Very
karmas
clearly.
from past lives?
Have I what?
I said, do we all live out the karma of past lives?
I believe we do. There's some people have really good karma and they've done their karma in past lives, and some people haven't, and they come into this lifetime to work out that karma. And I know that that's what's going on with me. You know, and because I've been aware of that, of a significant past life since I was very young.
Well, can you share with us some of your past life memories?
Okay. So when I moved into this house when I was 6 years old with my family, I started getting deja vu constantly. It was all over the house, but it was really intense in the doorway to the bathroom and in the bathroom in front of the sink. It was every single day. I never shared it with anyone. I knew something was going on, and I knew I could see her face in the mirror. And I knew that she was a woman, and I used to see her grave, and I knew that she had passed. She hadn't led a very good life. She had used a lot of people. She was quite beautiful, and she had really, really long hair. And I've always known that I've been living out the karma from her. And I've always had issues with my hair, so I knew that she used men for money. And I feel like she was also quite powerful as a psychic, but she abused it. And even I knew that when I was younger, but I didn't share it with anybody until I got as an adult. And then I started putting the two and two together. And I feel like God blessed me with these abilities, that I came into this lifetime to help people instead of use people. And that lifetime was so clear to me. It's still clear to me because I know that it's my purpose in this lifetime. One of the purposes is to heal from that negative karma.
So how do we get around, or how do we get away from the negative influences in our lives, and how do we redeem ourselves for a past life if we don't really know if we've had a past life or not?
Well, I, for one, know that I've had past lives. That one is very significant. And how I'm redeeming myself, I am working with God. I pray a lot. I do affirmations. I help others to help them with their love life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like God gave me these gifts because this is my purpose, and He's helping me to clear up my karma, and that's how I feel.
Yeah, no. What I meant was, how do other people listening tonight know if they have in fact had past lives? And is it possible that the negativity or the negative events of their lives are actually being caused by a past life that they've had? And how do they turn it around?
Well, see, I believe that because I believe everybody has past lives. We have many lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
And how do they turn it around? There's many different ways. Some people can go for hypnotherapy and do past life therapy if they want to find out. They can do that. And some people have inklings and feelings.
Mm-hmm.
If you have deja vu, if you meet somebody and you feel like you've known them before, or you've had a relationship where you just are so soul connected, you've known this person before in a past life. And we don't just have one soulmate. We have many. And I feel like if you wish to know what your past lives are,
mm-hmm.
you work at that. And you, like I mentioned, past life, like hypnotherapy, doing past life regression. That's a really good way for people to find out. Some people just know.
But how much of the past life that people think they have is real, and how much of it is in their imagination, and how do you tell the two apart?
You know, we all have our own reality.
Mm-hmm.
And our own reality is our own reality. It creates our own beliefs. For instance, some people might think that, like, when you die and you don't come back.
Yeah.
Other people might think that when you die, you go to heaven, you create a new life.
Mm-hmm.
It's you get what your reality is. Everyone's reality is different. If you don't want to believe that you've never had a past life, you don't have to believe that. It's what you create your reality. You create your own beliefs.
Is it possible that we create a reality that allows us to escape the reality that is real by giving us a false facade, a false image, a false reality?
Well, anything's possible, but I feel like I am very aware of the past lives I've had.
Right.
And I'm very aware of the purpose that I've had. Maybe some people might create a false reality for themselves, but I only know what I know for me.
Listen, Linda, we've got about 60 seconds left. What is your final message for the listening audience of the X-Zone Nation tonight?
Just live in your own belief and create what you want to create in your life. We can all have whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
And think pink. Create a pink world. I'm all about the pink.
Why pink?
I love pink. I have a hot pink car. If you go to my website, you'll see it.
Have you always had a fascination with the color pink?
I used to have a fascination with the color red, but I was hypnotized to hate red. That was like when I was in my mid-30s, and I haven't been able to wear red since. So now I softened it and I made it pink.
Linda, I want to thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great pleasure talking to you. And X-Zone Nation, if you'd like to find out more about Linda Kaye, who is also known as the Pink Chick Psychic, her website is www.pinkchickpsychic.com. Yeah. I'm speechless. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as we continue here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't forget, if you'd like to visit the X-Zone Broadcast Network to see all the great shows we have and who the hosts are and how you can listen to them, when you can listen to them. It's very simple, X-Zone Nation. Just go to www.xzbn.net. I'll be back on the other side of this break with the news at 6.5 minutes past the top of the hour. Don't go away.